let me do this. The walking bass. This is a lot. But at first, this is just like the concept of all the blues, right? This is a 12-bar blues, but this is more of a jazz blues, right? So the concept is different. With how the accompaniment works. But this is an example, like this type of bass line, just the left hand. This is something you would normally improvise, right? But I want to teach you how to do that first. I have to teach you like a bunch of sentences that make sense, a bunch of versions that make sense, and then you're going to find that you can interchange, just like you're interchanging what type of accompaniment you're doing with the blues, what type of solo you're doing. You can interchange all the things that I'm teaching you and start to vary them. It's the same thing with this. You learn 15 ways to do this bass line, and then you just start, here you have each measure, right? And you can almost just sort of switch out the measures. If you had like 15 of them in front of you and you just sort of shook them up and they went, you would have different versions that achieve the same things. There would be some times when it goes, oh, well, that doesn't sound very good, so you wouldn't do that. But this is part of the process of learning how to do it. Because when you, part of the process is not just remembering the things that work, it's also remembering things that don't work and why, so that you don't do that again. You learn from your mistakes. You know, I'm not going to play an A major down there because it sounds like that. What the hell is that? Now I crossed that one off the list, but I remember it, right? Okay, so... The right hand, the left hand is self-explanatory. Just memorize it. Think about it. The right hand, you wouldn't ever actually play it like that. This is just a trainer. So these are funny, weird chords, weird shapes. I want you to get used to them. Memorize those. And then what we're going to do is start to, like if I was to play this... depending on what's going on around me. Yeah, that kind of thing. So we're going to learn to do that, but the way that we're going to learn to do that is we're going to superimpose our bounces, the right hand of the bounce over the left hand of here. The rhythm, not the chord. So the bounce chords are like this, and the jazz chords are like this, right? So the first bounce, the one that's just the bounce, goes like this, right? And it's really important to move that concept over here because we're learning how to swing through the blues shuffle. Yeah. And the difference is that in the swing bass line, the walking bass line, you're only playing the first beat and the middle beat of the shuffle. So first beat and the fourth beat of the shuffle. So you're skipping over the thing that makes it the shuffle. So if I'm going to play this bounce melody, it's good to train like that because you're playing together. You're feeling where that beat really is. And with our drummer who's still playing... Right? And when you listen to the drums, there's that little beat is the swing beat. So when I go over to the walking bass, I'm playing with the big bass drum. And there's nothing swinging about this bass line because it's just quarter notes. We swing the eighth notes, right? So I'm doing the first bounce with the jazz bass line and the chords. Right? So it would sound like this with the bounce. So it's the same thing. Does that make sense? So you could superimpose them on one another. Even a... Okay? Does that make sense? That's all I really want you to do with that, is just kind of play it. Memorize those awkward, weird things.